one I'm with. Start a new relationship with you. This is what you do.
What's going on, y'all? I hope y'all are well out there. I am Jaren. I'm a voice teacher, speech trainer, and the founder and owner of this amazing studio, the Jaren Emlinger Studio. Now, y'all know I had to weigh in on this. Y'all know I had to come on this. I feel like I've been on call for the last like 3-4 days when I heard this video was coming out, and I said I have to do a video when this surfaces because I know it's going to be good. I know it's going to be good. I thought it came out at night, but it came out earlier this very day, and I'm like, oh, Jesus. I got to make sure I do a video and make sure I record at some point. So you know how to come on and talk about this amazing voice and talent that is Usher. So y'all, here is Usher singing You Make Me Wanna at the NPR Tiny Desk concert.
Before anything began between us, you were like my best friend. The one I used to run and talk to when me and my girl was having problems.
His voice has always been very clean to me, and his voice has not changed in all these years. Yes, it has matured, but it literally sounds the same as when I was like 12, 13 years old. He has clearly taken care of his voice, and it shows right here. There is such a cleanliness and a sharpness to his voice that I feel like that is part of the magic that is Usher. There's almost a little nasality component to his voice. Before anything began between us, there's almost like a nasality component to his voice. So that palate is dropped a little bit in there. Not all the way, not super low, but it's a little dropped.
She used to say it'll be okay, suggest the little nice things I should do. When I go home at night and lay my head down, all I seem to think about was you and how you make me wanna leave the one I'm with. Start a new relationship with you. This is what you do.
You also notice on this song, and in particular when he kind of sings these more articulatory verses, everything is here. It's nothing, you make me wanna leave the one. You make me wanna leave the one I'm with. There's almost like a percussiveness and a real use of the articulatory muscles that make up consonants. So not vowels, not the open shapes that make up vowels, but the tongue, the lips, the alveolar ridge, the teeth, you know, all these things, the palate, all these things that make up the fricativeness or the friction that we call consonants. He uses those muscles so intently, especially right here in this chorus right here. And you can't do a lot of movement when the words move this fast. You almost want to keep everything very close and articulate, you know, almost like Twista. When Twista raps, nothing is like this. Everything is right here. But he's using those articulatory muscles so clean and so crisply, if I can say it like that. Almost the same concept here. Everything is right on in here. Nothing is here. Everything is right on in here.
Think about her and you know the things that come along with you make me, you make me wanna leave the one I'm with. Start a new relationship with you. This is what you do. Think about her and you know the things that come along with you make me. Now what's bad is you're the one that hooked us up when it should have been you.
Now what's bad is you're the one that hooked us up. So he went kind of more bigger, a little more chesty, back on into kind of a headier, more lighter spot. Now what's bad is you're the one that hooked us up. And he's really kind of letting it coast. This arrangement is so good. It's almost like just a mature arrangement on this song. And this arrangement has a little jazz component to it. But the drive and the stick in there is really like a really smooth, progressive jazz song. And I like that he matured. He kind of grew the song up a little bit, you know. Although I would have sung it with the track, you know, that was out in the 90s and 2000s. I would have been kicking it with that track for the record. But I like that he evolved as an artist, but still keeping true to what the song really is. It's just good. It's just good.
What's sad is that I love her, but I'm falling for you. What should I do? Should I tell my baby bye-bye? Should I do exactly what I feel inside?
Should I? That was nice. Should I do exactly what I feel inside? It's those little tiny moves that make huge differences when you sing songs. Everything got to be a big old run. I mean, just kind of just going up to different notes and really thinking about the placement of where you want to put melody lines or improvisational lines. Those make huge differences when you're recording and singing songs like this. You know, it just gives a cool take on the song, but still singing the melody and not making it overcomplicated. He is so good at making things perfectly the way they are. Like, he doesn't overdo, he doesn't underdo it. Usher can go there if he wants to, but he doesn't. He kind of just sticks true to what the song is, sings the melody line, and he lets the sound of his voice do the work. He's always been so good at that to me. Always.
I don't wanna go, don't need to stay, but I really need to get it together. You make me wanna leave the one I'm with.
Did you hear how he walked down? But I really need to get it together. You make me wanna leave the one, or something like that. He almost came down like a couple hills. But I really need to get it together. You make me wanna leave the one. It was nice. That walk down was nice. Like I said, those little moves make huge differences. And you notice his timbre or the color of his voice changed. But I really need to get it together. You make me wanna leave. So it came from like a brighter, more twangier spot to more of like a deeper, more lower laryngeal spot.
A new relationship with you, this is what you do. Think about her and all the things that come along with it. You make me wanna leave.
This is what you do. This is what you do. It wasn't this is what you do. This is what you do. That percussiveness that I refer to all the time that he's doing here, that's what I'm talking about. So he's really using the voice and using stops within this is what you do. This is what you do. So it's kind of like little tiny stops, spaces in between each kind of syllable, and using the consonants to really drive the percussiveness of the rhythmic nature of, you know, this vocal line right here.
You the one I'm with, start a new relationship with you. This is what you do. Think about her ring, all the things that come along. Let me get the bridge. You make me. At this point, the situation's out of control, baby. I never meant to hurt her, but I gotta let it go.
He is singing this chorus so smartly and intentionally. Like back in the day, he was singing this part more full the whole time. But here, he's kind of doing like a heady switch. He's up, then he comes back down. I never meant to hurt her, but I gotta let it go. I think the thing that many people forget about using registers is the intentionality behind using registers themselves. You know, chest voice, head voice, mixed voice, whatever register you want to call, high voice, upper register, lower, whatever you want to call it. These different vocal fold modifications, vocal fold body covers, you know, being intentional with how you want to use these vocal fold body covers, these vocal fold mass thicknesses, or, you know, sizes, if you will, whatever you want to call them. The intentionality makes the difference, because if I know I want to switch here each time, I'm going to switch here each time. If I don't know I'm going to switch, I'll call it a purgatory register, where you're like, trying to figure out where you want to go. That's like purgatory register, where like I don't really know what's happening. I'm just kind of in this middle spot of I don't know how to use my voice here, what's going on, or where I want to go. So being intentional with how you want to sing this stuff is very essential. And I feel like USHER is always intentional. He's smart in this chorus. He's not making it all big like he used to and kind of making it all chase like he used to. He's really fitting the vibe of the song. He can still get up there. He's just choosing to kind of pull back a little bit and kind of let the mellowness of this new arrangement of the song kind of carry it a little bit.
And if she may not understand it while all of this is going on.
This is going on. I just love these little moves, because I think the original was this is going on. I think that was the original. So this is going on. I just like how different these small changes make the song, but it's still the song.
I tried to fight it, but the feeling just too strong, baby, yeah.
Always has such a nice head voice, upper register, whatever you want to call it. That part of his voice has always been so nice and clear. The whole time I've heard him sing, it's always been crystal clear. But I think he's found a way to use that part of his range, but it's still airy and light. So there's nothing wrong with having an airy and or light head voice, upper register, falsetto, whatever you want to call it. There's nothing wrong with having different textures on those parts of your voice. Also a higher laryngeal position in his voice. You make me wanna leave the one away, yeah. There's almost a little bit of a higher laryngeal position, and maybe a little narrowing of the vocal tracts, or the narrowing of the area epiglottic sphincter. Don't worry about what I just said. But there may be a little bit of the narrowing of that going on too, because it has kind of a pingy, almost a classical tenory vibe to his voice, but it's still R&B, if that makes sense. You know, there's a tenory component to his voice, but it still has the smoothness and the approach and the aesthetic of R&B.
Yeah. You make me wanna leave.
That move is my favorite. Leave. So you hear there was a tilting of laryngeal stuff in here, instead of you hear there's like a tilting of some laryngeal things going on in there. The larynx itself was moving around, leave. So he kind of had a more open throat. Leave. You can see his lips were in the play too. Leave. And those intervals right there were so nice. So he did a lot of darkening and kind of lowering his laryngeal space and really puckered up his lips. I know you enjoyed this because I enjoyed it myself. So since you enjoyed it, click subscribe down below, then click the alert button next to it so you know the next video is posted. And as I will always continue to say to you, be vocally bold, creative and aware, but most of all, be vocally you. All right, y'all, we'll see y'all soon.